Alright, howdy boyos, welcome back to more War Room Afghanistan. A new build has been uploaded a couple days ago, and the developers messaged me via an email letting me know, and I was like, well, yeah, you know what, let's get into some more War Room, and apparently it has been massively overhauled with a bunch of new and awesome stuff. So we're going to check that out today. Before we get into that though, a couple of things. First of all, the devs told me they're trying to release their game in Q4, which should be here right before New Year's happens. That is a hopefully. That's not a promise, though. I would love to see this game released and have you guys get your hands on it. Also, the developers were awesome enough to send me a couple of early access codes. These aren't necessarily full game codes, but if you like what you see and you want to try or get your hands on this game yourself, at least test it out and maybe let the developers know about some bugs or stuff you'd like to see, just some general feedback, then please leave your Discord name and maybe a nice message or a not nice message, it's obviously up to you, in the comment section below. I'll pick a few winners and I'll give them some codes through Discord. Let's get into the game. We're going to skip the first couple of minutes because it's just a tutorial base, just like you've already seen a few times, but we'll complete the first two missions and then come right back to you. Alright, so I've just been doing some basic stuff, getting through the initial tutorial stuff, setting out a patrol and a Hearts and Mind mission. We've gotten our first mission here. It's going to be a little bit similar to the original ones that you guys may or may not be aware of. You know, if you have watched some of the previous videos, you are going to be more or less familiar with this. If you're not, basically you take command of a FOB and all of the weapon systems and vehicles and infantry and support that comes with it, and it's your job to secure this entire area. Now, to get into future areas, we'll get into that in a second, because we actually can at least unlock one, but now, initially we have a mission, and the mission is pretty simple. We found some enemies hiding in old Soviet Afghan bunkers, and now we have to go clear them out. Now, normally you'd send a UAV, but here they're trying to show to us that sending UAV first is normally useful, but the game is trying to show you that if you don't send them first, you guys might end up into ambushes and stuff. We're going to go fast forward, and maybe we can send a UAV here anyway, or a drone. I said UAV, but I don't know if we can here right away. So we're going to have to just let the game... No, we cannot send a UAV. We can, however, see that they're in combat. That wasn't really that bad. They are now retreating back to base, or I guess going back to base. We now have another mission that there are some insurgents hiding in one of the villages. So now we can actually send a drone, which is the largest part of this game, is you're basically taking over what happens, and I believe it's called the TAC or TOC. And you have to send drones, find out what's going on, and your drones are going to be the main way that you can basically surveil areas. So here, as you can see, we have an ID explosion. Deal with that in just a second. Lots of stuff's happening right now. Basically, we have found the enemy. So now what we have to do is we're going to have to send units in to try and deal with the enemies here in the town. But first of all, we got to back out because an IED exploded right outside the base, and there's actually a new thing you can do now. So we have an IED that happened, we have one wounded, none killed. We could send a drone, I don't think we really need it. What we could do though is we can assign a medevac, which we're going to have to do, and we're also going to have to start a demine area vehicle. So we'll send a deminer. There has to be vehicle mounted mine detection, and we'll send, I guess we'll send 2 Humvees to go along with that. Now we could send a drone here, because it's kind of cool. Send a drone over here. We'll call this drone back just for right now, because we don't want him to run out of fuel. And then we'll get to that village in just a second. Let's see, we got one more mission available. Okay, that's just a drone reconnaissance. Okay. So let's send our UAV over here, who is going to see what happened to the IED guys. And drone feed, and now the helicopters that we sent in are going to be picking up our wounded personnel. So they ran into an IED on their way to try and patrol or go to a town to go on a Hearts and Mind mission. Now I sent in 2 helicopters that are kind of loud. I can't turn the volume down, but here they are. They are heading out, and they're trying to grab these riflemen who probably got injured. And there they go. They're grabbing the rifleman team. They're getting medevaced, and they're going to be brought back to base, while another Black Hawk covers them on the way out. I'm not really sure where this team is going. Oh, interestingly enough, remember that little mission I sent 4 vehicles to, that the computer recommended to send 4 vehicles to? These vehicles just drove all the way down the map from the old Soviet bunkers, and they happened to come here at exactly the same time as the medevac happened. So they are now going out back to base, and maybe, don't think that they might be too far away from us here. We should be able to see the demining vehicles. But the medevac happened, the Blackhawks are going back to base. We can return this drone. And I believe, can we zoom in a little bit more, please? This must be the demining units. Yeah, so they're going to go check out and see there's no other mines. Our patrol is still on the way, and these are the guys who came from the mountain area. They are now on their way back. Right, so let's, I guess, speed it up a little bit. We have retaking the village and mission success for the medevac, which is, we already figured that out. So let's now, I guess, send a drone back to this village. I just didn't want him to go there and run out of fuel and be annoyed. So now we go for the drone feed one more time. And we have to figure out what's going on here. So we have, let's see, we have one technical. We have another technical. And we have a bunch of infantry. However, we do not want to just drop stuff on this. We can't even do that anyway. We need to send in troops to clear this out. Now, there is a large possibility for some civilians in this area, which I believe would be these people, because they are not armed. They're just walking around, minding their own business. Whether they're hostile or not, to us, is not really imperative, because we just don't want to kill innocents, because then your collateral damage meter goes up. And when it goes all the way up, you have killed too many civilians or caused too much damage to civilian infrastructure, and you'll get relieved from command. Pretty much what would, I guess, supposedly happen if you were a commander and you messed up a lot of stuff. Now, there is more fighters around here. Some of them are veteran, but there are still infantry, or sorry, civilians, infantry. Do not confuse those two. There are literally civilians right amongst the Taliban, so we can't just go in and decide to throw in an A-10 strike. We got to go in on foot. So let's go back to the screen, and let's go here to the mission, and we'll have to assign a bunch of boys. So why don't we assign a whole lot of MRAPs. Let's see, 6 MRAPs, maybe an IED clearing vehicle, and then we'll send 1, 2, 3, 4 light infantry. Actually, we'll take down 2 MRAPs. Now we got 4 MRAPs with 4 infantry in them. Well, each MRAP has 1 infantry in them. And we'll also send an IED detector in case they do run to an IED. Hopefully the vehicle-mounted mine detection will spot it before they run over it. Now, hopefully the demining vehicle will do its job there, and then we'll complete that mission. Our patrol is... Actually, this might not be the patrol. This actually might be the Hearts and Mines. Yes, it's a Hearts and Mines mission. Do we have anyone on patrol? Looks like we do have one. Oh, you know what happened? They got... Okay, can we just... pause this, or can we go lowest speed? So what happened there, this vehicle was one of the units that was ambushed by the IED. So why don't we send a new, let's see, we'll do Route 3, and we'll just send 1 MRAP and 1 infantry, and they're going to start at 9 o'clock, which is in 8 minutes in the game. And I'm trying to dissolve this unit, but I think it's because he walked onto an IED. It's not capable of coming back right now. Now, our combat unit has almost arrived of the 4 vehicles, 4 infantry, and the mine clearing vehicle. And I guess we go into our drone view here in just a second and actually provide support. Not only can you watch your guys fight the enemy, you can provide support using, well, supports. Airstrikes, helicopter gunships. So our friendly forces are just arriving over there, and I think that's so cool how they actually drive on the map. You could technically assign your drone to follow a convoy. So I could have assigned a drone to those vehicles, to the convoy heading over here, and you would have followed them all the way through the map on their road to here. Now we're waiting for the support tab to become available. Obviously at this time we're trying to make sure that these guys survive. They are about to get here. They'll each have infantry inside, so I guess we can't really speed up, but the enemies and our guys should be in firing range here in just a second. They're coming up here against this technical. Let's switch to Fleur and see if we can see anything. 2 technicals, bunch more infantry, a lot of civilians here. So we need to be very careful with our air support. Alright, we've reached the destination. We can now call in, as you can see here, do not bombard your own troops or civilian buildings or civilians. However, we can now start calling in support. We can see a bunch of their friendly vehicles are now engaging the enemy, our infantry dismounted. We can start calling in supplies, and I'm not really sure what we want to do. I believe Crow is an Apache gunship, We'll call in the pig, which obviously, as some of you will know, is an A-10 gun run. For now, we're just going to call in those two supports. The A-10 is going to be taking off here soon. I would love to see if I was capable of maybe... I don't think we can take them out, though. I don't think we can take out this mine detection vehicle, so it's kind of going to hurt us a little bit if it gets blown up. 20 seconds to the pig and 2 minutes till our Apache, I almost said A-10, but Apache, well, technically an Apache is an A-64, right? So we're going to see what happens here. The pig strike is about to come in about 7 seconds. 3, 2, 1. RPGs being fired at my convoy. That's a hit on the mine detection vehicle. A-10 run wasn't necessarily amazing because the vehicles did move, so we might have to call in a run from pig going this way, though that would be realistically not the best way of doing it because it is going straight into friendly areas. It could cause some, well, this would definitely be danger close. But this could cause some issues if our friendlies push up too much. I'm hoping in the next 20 seconds, though, they're not going to be in this area. We are winning decisively, which is good. Let's take a look and see if we can see how many enemy infantry we have taken down. There doesn't seem to be a lot of infantry. There is still, I believe, 2 vehicles left. They are, however, in the kill zone. One of them is 10 seconds, 8 seconds, 6 seconds. A-10 is lining up for his attack run and should be destroying one of the technicals. Still good on collateral damage. I believe we have yet to really do any. We are now, the civilians have mostly fled from the combat area. There is 1 times hostile and 1 times technical left. And I believe I can hear our Apache called Crow incoming with missiles and gunship support. 20 seconds. I don't know if the technical is going to die before then. If it doesn't, we'll give the Apache something to do. If it is dead, however, the Apache was going to fly away and probably be very annoyed if they got called and not able to do anything. Apache is just 8 seconds out from providing support. Let's see if we can get it some closer. Can't really get a closer look at it right now. There's probably the closest look. Wait, is that an Apache? That looks like a Blackhawk with a bunch of supports on it, actually. Oh, there goes a Hellfire. That's a lot of money to use on an enemy technical. Ooh. Just maybe 1 or 2 hostiles left. Another Hellfire out. And we have managed to destroy the enemy with, I don't think, a lot of casualties on our side. I guess we're going to go leave the area, though, because there's no point for us to stay there and just kind of do nothing. We can, however, send a drone over to the next area, who then will go over there and go in a predetermined pattern, and he is going to spot out and recon the next area, which will give us villages, missions, and stuff like that. Now, hopefully his IED clearing is going along pretty well. I'm not really sure about that. We did manage to clear the village. Security in sector has improved. Popularity has improved because we did take down a Taliban. We killed 6 enemies, and we didn't have any casualties ourselves. By 6 enemies, I mean 6 units. Technically, these would be 4, but you're right. They count as 1 unit, even though there's 4 of them inside of that unit. So our drone is now going around looking for stuff in the next area. And we are still, okay, actually, I can just see the progress bar. I didn't see that yet. There's a progress bar on the IED clearing, which should hopefully allow us to clear that up. And our, oh, I've seen the progress bar right here. I didn't even notice that when I was just looking at it. So we'll speed up here a little bit and let those progress bars fill out. All right, looks like our IED clearing has almost been complete. They will then start heading back to base. And hopefully, there we go, mission success. We managed to, I guess, just secure the area from further IEDs. Now, our drone is still looking here for what it needs to be doing. It's about halfway done, so we'll speed up a little bit more. We still have a patrol going out. I guess what we could do, we could send out people on a Hearts and Minds mission. But I guess at the moment, we're okay. We don't really have to do anything super crazy. Now we're getting a little blurb that we can use helicopters, and we're actually... It just mentioned those to us, so obviously I think it'd be fun if we did send in some helicopters on this next mission. Let's check out the drone footage. There is smugglers here in the area, and the smugglers are probably smuggling heavy weapons or maybe drugs, which would still be sort of our situation that we want to deal with. Now, as we can see, we have a bunch of infantry and approximately 1 technical. we will have to deal with the infantry and the technical, but I'm thinking there's no civilians around here, so we could probably call in some heavy support from the support tab. And the helicopters were mentioned to us, so I think it'd be really cool if we actually did a helicopter assault. So why don't we send in a transport helicopter with 6 slots, and then we'll send in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess we'll send in 5 units of no vehicles, because then the helicopters won't go. And hopefully this should... Okay, they're actually on the helicopter. Now I'm wondering if I can pick them up too. I'm not really sure about that, but we'll send in the units and the helicopters first. We'll get into the drone footage. Should have gone in there faster, but the helicopters did drop off the units. And I think I can hear the helicopter leaving at the moment. Looking behind me, it's a bit slow. Oh, there it is. It's a Chinook by the looks of it. Alright, support. What sounds cool? Ghost Raider sounds really awesome to me.
Support request
50 seconds on that. We're going to have to wait. We are winning slightly, according to our information. However, our units here are obviously in the open. I guess it's the best we can get right here. We have light infantry times 4, and I believe 1 times veteran infantry. People have probably been here a little longer. Now, we need to figure out what to do with this technical, though. We might... I don't know if I want to send in Pro again, or Vulture Gunmetal. I'm not really sure what any of these things mean, other than I know what the Pig is. That's an A10. We now know Crow is a Blackhawk with weaponry on it. Gunmetal looks like this could be an Apache, but I'm really not sure. We're going to get Ghost Raider to show up here, though, and it's going to be about 5 seconds left. I'm zooming out because I'm not really sure. Ooh. RPG from a friendly unit onto the technical. Hits it. It's not disabled yet, but it did initially do some damage. Let's take a look. We do have some units we could... Are these enemies? These are indeed enemies. We'll call in a Pig Strike in 45 seconds. And I think we don't really need to send any other supports, because I'd be afraid for them to get caught up in the area, because the friendly forces are pushing up heavily towards the bunker system. One more RPG. That technical cannot be alive anymore, is it? Nope, technical has been disabled. There are just a few enemies left. I believe there is not really many left. A10 strike needs to hurry up before it kills some friendlies here. There might be some enemies that we can't see inside of the mountain compass here, or complex. Oh, looks like we're already left the combat area, so we're good to leave. So we'll return to drone. And now I'm not really sure if there's a way for me to pick up these guys with a helicopter. It would be cool, but I don't really know if I can. Let's return them to base. I wonder if I could. I'll be honest with you, I tried messing around for a minute or two here. Don't really see any way to do so, so they're just going to have to walk back to base, it looks like. I'm sure there's a way to do it, or if there isn't a way to do it, then I'm sure there will be a way to do it in the future, because obviously it doesn't really make any sense to have them run around and, you know, not be able to come back to base via helicopter. But like I said, we'll have to figure that out once they get back to base. For now, I guess we can speed up, and they're going to be caught up by this patrol over here. It looks like we might have opened up an area here, which we might have actually done a little bit too fast. Let's send a drone. I'm not really too sure. I guess that's okay. We're going to look for a new FOB. Or not a new FOB. I believe this is the MOB, or main operating base. And a FOB would obviously be a forward operating base, which would, you know, be, well, forward of your actual area. Did we send this drone? Okay, let's take a look at the drone feed. Not really sure what we need to look for here. Okay, we need to send some men out here. So maybe we'll send 2 armored tactical vehicles with a mine detector, and I guess we can send 2 light infantry with them. And then the drone can go back for now. We'll send a drone actually maybe with this unit here. And then that drone will just hover over them until they get to the location, or the drone runs out of fuel. We are getting back 5 infantry, which is just going to take a little bit because they are super slow, obviously. Our boys are heading out. It looks like there could be a potential FOB over here called FOB Fighter. Though we might have to check it out at some point in the future. Although the mission that we've been giving is obviously to check out this area, so I figured we'll go do... Oh, wrong button. Figured we could go do that first, and I don't think I can save the game yet, but we'll have to see what happens here. I've also been given a new mission, hunting the enemy. A storehouse containing smuggled equipment in an Afghan abandoned militia base. Can we send a drone over here and figure out what's going on? Maybe we need to send a large army, maybe just a few guys. I'm not really sure what the situation is at the moment, but we're going to find out here. It's like the game heard me say that there is no save game, because the second I say that and I click on a thing, it froze the entire game. We're going to call it episode 1 here. We're going to definitely do another episode because there is definitely more to be discovered. Obviously, a whole second FOB can be built. I'm pretty excited about that. That video will come out soon. That being said, I hope you guys enjoy. Let's see you guys in the next one. Cheers.